It often begins quietly. You might not even notice the specific day it started. Perhaps you used to be the person who could sleep through a thunderstorm, waking up refreshed only when the alarm went off. But recently, the nights have felt different. Maybe you find yourself waking up at 3 a.m., the house completely silent, your mind suddenly alert for no apparent reason. Or perhaps you feel tired in the early evening, struggling to keep your eyes open during your favorite show, only to lie wide awake the moment your head hits the pillow. If this sounds familiar, it is important to know that you are not imagining this shift, and you are certainly not alone in experiencing it. For many people, passing the age of 60 brings a distinct change in the quality and the pattern of their rest. It can be frustrating to feel as though your body has forgotten how to do something as natural as sleeping. However, this isn't necessarily a sign that something is broken. It is often a signal that your internal biology is entering a new phase. Understanding why this happens is the first step toward navigating it. When we stop viewing these changes as a failure and start seeing them as a physiological shift, we can begin to adjust our routines to work with our bodies rather than fighting against them. To understand why sleep changes as we mature, we have to look at the body's internal timekeeper, the circadian rhythm. Think of this rhythm as a master clock located in the brain. For decades, this clock likely ran on a fairly predictable schedule. It told your body when to release cortisol to wake you up and when to release melatonin to help you wind down. However, research suggests that as we age, this master clock can undergo a phase advance. In simple terms, the clock shifts forward. This is why many people over 60 find themselves getting sleepy much earlier in the evening, sometimes as early as 7 or 8 p.m., and consequently waking up before dawn. The body isn't necessarily needing less sleep. It is simply trying to schedule that sleep earlier than your social life might allow. But there is a second factor at play, often referred to as sleep architecture. Sleep is not a flat line. It is a cycle of stages. We move from light sleep to deep sleep, and then into REM sleep, where dreaming occurs. In our younger years, we tend to spend a significant amount of time in that deep, restorative, slow-wave sleep. This is the heavy slumber that repairs tissues and clears the brain. As we mature, the architecture of sleep tends to become lighter. Studies indicate that older adults spend less time in deep sleep and more time in the lighter stages of the cycle. This explains why you might wake up simply because a car drove past outside, or because the heater clicked on. In your 30s, your brain might have ignored those sounds. In your 60s, because you are spending more time in light sleep, your sensory awareness is higher. You are more easily roused. Furthermore, there is the issue of sleep fragmentation. This is the clinical term for those brief awakenings throughout the night. Even if you fall back asleep quickly, these interruptions can break the continuity of your rest. You might technically be in bed for 8 hours, but if that time is fragmented, you may wake up feeling as though you haven't rested at all. It is also worth noting that physical comfort plays a larger role now. Minor joint stiffness, temperature sensitivities, or the need to use the restroom can all act as triggers that pull you out of those lighter stages of sleep. So, when you combine a phase-advanced clock, lighter sleep architecture, and increased physical sensitivity, the result is the pattern you are likely experiencing right now. It is complex, but it is also a very normal part of the aging process for millions of people. While we cannot turn back the clock to the sleep patterns of our 20s, we can certainly take steps to support the sleep we have now. The goal is not perfection, but rather maximizing the quality of your rest. Here are 3 practical adjustments that can help align your routine with your changing biology. First, consider the power of light. Since the internal clock has shifted, we want to anchor it. Exposure to natural sunlight early in the morning can help signal to the brain that the day has begun. This might help reset the rhythm and delay that early evening drowsiness. Conversely, dimming the lights in your home a full hour before bed can help prepare the body for rest. Second, temperature regulation becomes critical. Because older adults often have slightly different thermoregulation, a room that is too warm can prevent the body from entering the deeper stages of sleep. Keeping the bedroom cooler than the rest of the house, around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, is often recommended to support staying asleep. Third, look at your wind-down window. Because your sleep is lighter, your brain needs a longer runway to disconnect. Engaging in high-stimulation activities like watching the news or checking emails right before bed can keep cortisol levels elevated. Creating a buffer zone of quiet activity, reading or gentle stretching can be very helpful. Beyond these lifestyle adjustments, many people look for additional ways to support their body's relaxation mechanisms. Sometimes, despite a good routine, the body needs extra help to calm the nervous system. There is a growing interest in natural compounds and nutrients that are known to support relaxation and a healthy sleep cycle. You may have heard of ingredients like magnesium, which is often used to support muscle relaxation, or botanicals like tart cherry or chamomile, which have been used traditionally to encourage calmness. For those who feel they are doing everything right but still struggle to settle down, exploring specific nutrient combinations might be a beneficial next step. There are high-quality, natural options available that are designed to support this specific need without the grogginess associated with stronger interventions. If you are interested in learning more about a specific way to support your nightly rest naturally, you can check the link in the description below for further information. Navigating changes in your sleep pattern can feel isolating, especially when the rest of the world seems to be sleeping soundly. But remember, these changes are a common part of the maturing process. By understanding that your internal clock has shifted and that your sleep is naturally lighter, you can stop fighting the frustration and start making small, supportive adjustments. Whether it is managing your light exposure, cooling down your room, or exploring natural support options, there are paths to a more restful night. You do not have to accept exhaustion as the new normal. With a little patience and the right tools, better rest is possible. If you found this explanation helpful, you might also be interested in how other aspects of your daily routine impact your long-term well-being. We will explore that in the next video.